There's no lights, there's no nothing, and for you to pick up a light on the camera, your first thing is like, what? He caught probably the best picture I've ever seen in my life. We caught the moment when a soul was finally risen to heaven. My ghost story began when I went to the Haunted Point Cemetery in Locktown, Mississippi. I am a firefighter. I'm also a fire department chaplain.
Father, may the love with which you have loved Jesus be in us.
I've been interested in the paranormal for about 15 to 20 years.
I was raised around the area of the Point Cemetery. I heard rumors about it being haunted. People wouldn't go out there because they were scared of it.
I knew JR from the fire department, and I just knew that he was going to be the one that we definitely wanted for this investigation. Both of us use a lot of faith-based and religious-based ideas, along with a lot of skepticism, to try to prove or disprove anything that happens. We're going to go check out a couple of these places that everybody's like, oh, we don't want to go there. You know, even a lot of the police officers down there, if there are calls there at certain times of night, they're not going to go by themselves. We've heard stories of growls, screams, full-bodied apparitions standing on the side of the road. This is from firefighters, police officers. You're out in the middle of nowhere. There's literally no city within 6 miles. It's a pretty small cemetery. It's only about maybe 2.5 acres large. Went around and looked at a lot of the dates on the headstones. And some of the headstones date back as far back as the 1830s, all the way to there was somebody buried there 2 nights after we did our first investigation.
I had my camera out and was taking a lot of pictures.
And so while we're going through, we have several pictures of different light anomalies.
Sometimes there's multiple orbs right there by us.
There's no electricity that runs out there. There's no lights, there's no nothing. And for you to pick up a light on the camera, your first thing is like, what? The light that flash on the camera is going to be a white flash. Here we're getting blues, greens, all these different colors. So once you start getting these different colors in this light spectrum, then it's not just you, there's something else there. We took several photos of what looked like a green mist in it, which actually had some form to it. We caught one that was actually free-floating in the air. And then we also caught one that looked like it was darting past a tree. We cannot distinguish a full face out of it, but you can definitely tell features. It looks like it's trying to cover itself with some kind of a cloak or something, and then you can see the head, and he's wearing some kind of an old-fashioned hat. We've also gotten what appears to be 2 red pitchforks, which they actually came up as a design. You'll see 2 red lines that go up, they circle around, and then you see points coming off of it. Once you start getting into that red coloration, it could mean a lot of different things. It could mean that that's the energy that that particular entity is pulling out, but it also could mean something that is very evil. And then we started to get that feeling that something definitely didn't want us around. So this is when we kind of figured out that we were dealing with something more demonic. At that time, I decided, and everybody else around me kind of decided, we need to feel a little bit better. So I started reading a Bible verse. While we were reading the Bible verse, the mosquitoes started getting thicker, the gnats started getting thicker, the bugs actually started swarming us at that particular time.
We didn't see them, but we felt them.
We're sitting there every 2 seconds, we're having to swat them away, and I'm trying to read a Bible verse. Because if something evil is out there, they don't want to hear the good word. They're going to do things to try to make you stop. What happened next took us all by surprise. We were actually using what's called a spirit box, which basically is an AM stereo that's rigged. So all it does is run through constant white noise or static. It doesn't have an antenna on it, so it can't pick up anything. And then you hook it up to a pair of speakers, and the entities or spirits are able to talk, you're able to listen. As we were doing that, the question was asked, who are you? Who did I just take a picture of over here? And that's when we got the name Beelzebub.
What's your name?
What kind of freaked me out just a little bit is we had just done the Bible verse, the name Beelzebub was in it. That's when all the bugs started coming up.
When I first heard his name on the EVP, we really didn't know who it was or what it was.
We actually found out that Beelzebub is actually the demon for biting insects.
Once I found out, it was scary.
Towards the rear of the cemetery, I was just noticing that there was a whole bunch of veterans out there. So if I see a fallen soldier, I salute them. And I actually found a staff sergeant in the Air Force, so I went up to salute him, and I did my salute. While we were taking the salute, one of my other friends that was with us actually took a picture. He caught probably the best picture I've ever seen in my life.
We didn't see it with our own eyes, we seen it in the pictures. When we seen that, it was awesome.
And it looks like at the very top, you can actually see where the light comes up. And then in the top, you see this big, huge burst of light. And then you see, looks like the head of a cherub that is actually kind of like over me and then over to the side. People are saying, well, you caught the moment when a soul was finally risen to heaven.
He finally let go and went to the light. Before I went to Point Cemetery with Justin, I did not believe in ghosts, but now I do. The spirits will be there for a while, they'll probably always be there.
Back a long time ago, nobody wanted to talk about demons or anything like that. Now, unfortunately, they're coming out in force. After the experiences and the feelings that we've got at Point Cemetery, it definitely makes me think that the devil is real. I definitely watch what I do now because there's definitely evil out there.